So I'm back from watching Star Wars Episode 9. Um, this is a quick non-spoiler review. Hopefully later on I'll get in more detail. Maybe me and Zenny could talk about it online with you folks. So it is better than The Last Jedi, but still, for me, it was a little unsatisfying. This film seemed like it was done by committee. There was a lot of things that seemed hodgepodge together. I do want to say though, the cinematography and the battle scenes, great to look at. It did have its moments of maybe not greatness, but it did have its moments. What I had a trouble with is not only it seemed hodgepodge, but it seemed cluttered, it seemed rushed. I'd rather have a 3 hour movie that took its time to develop. And some of the dialogue was seemed very elementary to me. I think the previous trilogy, you know, it's not Shakespearean in terms of its dialogue, but in terms of its grand scope, it was. And there was a narrative and a focus. Now, what I think J.J. Abrams had to do, and it's a tough task because when you ruin the film like Ryan Johnson did, in my belief, he had to try to put as much together as possible. The problem with that is that you can't always undo what was done previously to this trilogy. So I'm not blaming him. I think there was a lot of people putting their insights, demanding that certain things be done. One of the things I didn't like um, was the emasculation of the male characters, including Kylo Ren, Finn, and not so much Poe, but it seemed like what we knew Star Wars to be was abolished. And so a strong person of character should be universal for both men, women, and of course, even young adults and children. I don't think this represented well for the male counterparts in this film. Now, please take this not to mean that I don't think Ray should be a powerful, empowering character. I have no problems with that at all. I'm not anti woman. I'm not anti having her being a Jedi. I just think you make her even more powerful by making the men just as powerful, if not more. But once you start trying to diminish the importance of some of the male characters, or not go full through with some of, like I said, I'm not trying to do any spoilers, but when you have somebody weak in a moment of strength to show strength, and you back off of that, then there's a problem there because there was an opportunity for this to be wrapped up in a very solid and very empowering way. So I will say that it, like again, I'd say it is much better than The Last Jedi. For me, it's not as good as Force Awakens. I was a little sad to see it end the way it did. I just think there wasn't enough substance in the film. Um, I don't hate it, but unlike Force Awakens or the previous films, I really have no desire to see it again. I'll just put it to you that way. I know Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 56%, and a lot of people already started bashing it. Again, this movie had its moments. It had some great scenes. It had some new things that we haven't seen before. If I had to put it in a percentage scale, which from moving forward I probably won't do any percentages anymore, I would say about 70, 72%. But please, this is only my opinion. I would encourage you to see this movie. At the very least, try to get something out of it. And I'll be back soon with a more detailed review. I'll just let maybe a few days, maybe a week go by before we get into the details of the movie. So until then, remember to subscribe to Zenny62 Media and like this and future content on Zenny62. Thank you.